Hey, what's going on guys? Alex Mizukin here from Mr. Build It, and today's video is going to be a little bit special. I got a guest with me. I got the great and powerful, the Mrs. Build It behind the entire build. This is my wife, Irina. Faithful wife of how many years now? 20, 22?
At least 4.
At least 4. We're still debating which years count.
Faithful.
Faithful. So it's been 7 years, right?
Almost 8, yeah.
Almost 8 years. Got our third baby on the way here, and not stressed at all, and not losing hair at all. So a lot of you have always asked us to do a house tour, and we thought maybe make it a little bit more fun by doing also a little Q&A. So if that's not in your realm of interest, then tune back next week. We'll put another great video of builds. But if you are a fan of the channel and you want us to see a little bit behind the scenes and see the questions you guys have, stay tuned. So without wasting your time, here's what I do. I say, let's get into the video. Let's go. Thanks Trade Coffee for sponsoring this week's video. Trade matches you to your own personal coffee and conveniently delivers it to you. Now this is all can be done in 3 easy steps. Let me show you. It all starts with our easy to follow online quiz.
I'm intermediate stage. I like to do pour over coffee. I like to drink it. Nope, I take it black. I like medium roast. I like hints of something different. I like to get whole beans. Tell Trade how you like your coffee and they will curate matches for you. According to this, Guatemala brand. Ooh, sweet and inviting. Let's check that one out. Step 2, choose your delivery frequency and Trade will deliver it straight to your door, fresh from the roastery.
And step 3, rate and repeat. Rate your matches so Trade can continue to light you with the coffees you love. Trade is giving the first 100 people who click the link below 30% off their first bag with free shipping included. All right, so we'll start out with the first and probably one of the most important rooms that the house that we're in. The room we're always in. So this is our formal living room, family room, what do they call this?
Informal.
Informal?
The formal one's that one.
Oh, the formal one's that. So this is the informal
like
living room.
Family room. Well, first of all, this house was furnished when we were looking at it, so it was terrible. They had this giant sectional that went this way that was like basically as tall as the ceiling, and it made the room look tiny. And also there was a red curtain going down this wall right here where the media center is.
It's like a backdrop and a stage
and
theater.
we're like, oh, is there a window there? Nope, nothing behind it. Just a red curtain as a backdrop.
Yeah, just create a clean blank slate, a blank canvas. So we started with a fireplace, we decided to spruce it up. In fact, there was actually no ledge to that mantle, so we created that 3-dimensional look. We put new flooring in here to really brighten the area up. They came out great. Irina did a fantastic job with keeping the furniture kind of lower to kind of open up the room a little bit. Then we built the media center. There's a YouTube video if you guys want to check all this stuff out. I wanted to kind of accentuate with how tall these ceilings are, and the media console kind of gave birth to it, and that's where we kind of hang out most of our days with the family. All right, our next question comes from Armando Navarro. Since y'all always doing something to improve / make a space look better, did y'all buy the house intentionally to renovate as you go, kind of like Fixer Upper, or did y'all update things because of need / want? Love your videos and your house, by the way. Also, who designs these builds? I think for the most part, I design the builds.
Oh, 100%.
100. But you style these builds. That's number 2. But what do you think? How do you answer this question? Do you think? How did we go? We kind of went what? Room by room?
Yeah. So we bought the house as a fixer-upper, knowing that we would go room by room and that we wouldn't remodel everything right away. But we did want the 3 spaces done first, and this was my deal breaker. I said kitchen needs to be done because I don't want to live in a
construction site, right?
Yeah, without a kitchen and without being able to make food. We had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So wanted that done and wanted the flooring done and the whole house painted. So those were my 3 deal breakers.
All right, let's tell them about the kitchen. What's going on with the kitchen? What was here before?
I think this is the room that made me cry. Pretty sure it was.
There's so many tears.
The kitchen was not an island. It was a peninsula, so it came off of the wall, and it was also a raised bar.
Raised bar, yep.
So it was like this high.
Like a 2-tier, like top and
yeah, so it was like raised bar and then it went down. And it made the kitchen tiny and enclosed, and I hated it. And so the first thing I said is, I don't like that kitchen. And Alex said, what if I made an island out of it? And I said, okay, let's keep talking.
But it didn't stop the tears, did it?
No. At first it didn't.
I don't think you believed me that I was capable of creating that. You know what I mean? Because I think it was a big project. I think that maybe it was kind of hard to be like
one of your first really big renovations.
True.
And I like had such a hard time visualizing what it could be. Yeah. But Alex didn't. You had a great. You were like, we could do this and this and this, and I was like, I can't see it.
First thing is we gutted that peninsula island out of there. We were able to salvage some of the cabinets, just rearrange them in a different format. Built some of these pillars right here, put some granite on top, a farmhouse sink that you love. And then from that point on, we kept the base of the cabinet, but the doors itself, we gave it that spruced up shaker style door. So we built those doors and added a little bit of floating shelves, and the place started turning around with a little bit of paint, some backsplash, and some rearranging, some granite, and it really just kind of came together. Evil geniuses. All right, so this is the office. This is where all of our work gets done. This is where she runs her business. This is where I run my YouTube channel. And honestly, to be honest, this is probably my favorite part of the house because I spend the most amount of time in. Walk us through, what was here before?
So they had, one wall was baby blue, one of these.
Yep. No, it was.
Oh, like half of it, yeah. So it's
yeah.
2-tone. So
Yeah.
it was like half yellow and half baby blue. And then they had like 3 desks in here.
Really high tops
against,
too.
Yeah, one against this wall, the window, this wall, and just a bunch of stuff on the desk. We needed a place to have an office, and upstairs just wasn't working.
Too far away.
Yeah, it's too far away. We wanted something downstairs where we, grab a snack. I said snack, you said drink.
I thought we were gonna complete each other's sentences. Yep.
So we started with having the floating desk.
Yep.
And I believe you made this out of
Flooring, yeah, this is old oak flooring that we had, made it a floating desk. There's a video out there. Got some really long, 8-foot long floating shelves. And then one of my favorite parts actually is where we turned the regular coat closet, or no, so just clothing closet right here.
Yeah.
And just made it into like a functional
organization,
staple Office Max space where we're able to basically have all of our printing needs, all of our documents, everything needs to just keep making our business flow.
Yeah. It's like this pretty space, and we have our desk here, and then we actually have a little
couch, coffee table. Oh, it's a futon.
Nope.
Oh, beer, Bud Light.
Oh my
America.
oh gosh.
T-Rex.
No, what is it called?
Constitution.
Sleeper sofa.
Sleeper sofa.
Got it.
I was this close.
We have a sleeper sofa in here as well, and so it doubles as a guest room when his parents come into
Yep.
town.
All right, on to the next part. All right, for our next question, it's from KCG.
Okay, the question is, does your wife ever seem to think some of your remodels are a bit much for you to take on, or does she completely 100% back you on every project?
So, what is it?
I think it's the opposite. I ask him to do projects that he tells me he can't do. So I don't think it's stuff I think he can handle anything, honestly. I'm like, you can take that wall out, you can do this, and he'll tell me, I can't do that, honey. I can't. It's like physically impossible to do.
Yeah, you can't just start ripping walls out. Fixer Upper made people believe in a lot of false sense of security. All right, so this is the living room, right? What do they call this?
You know what? Technically, this is in the 90s. The front space was a dining room.
That's
so
true.
Technically, this is a dining room, but
Good dining room.
this is more of our formal space.
What did we have here before? Like, what were they selling? This was like a maroon wall. I think there's a piano underneath.
There's a
this thing.
piano and then maybe like an awkward couch.
Yeah. Great job styling this thing. I built some shelves that are over here, like a leaning kind of shelf. I don't have a video about that. I used to. I don't know why I took it down. I think I just wasn't really happy with the video, but the build came out great. Over here, we used to have a coat closet, which is funny because the front door is right there, and that's about, I don't know, 20 feet away. So you walk in, you pass some stairs, then you got a coat closet. Then the kitchen. So it functionally didn't make any space or sense. So we ripped that out as we did in a recent video. And then just gonna enclose it and turn it into like a butler's pantry / bar area. Yeah.
Also love that he says we and everything, because as if I do anything.
That's true. Well, you swept, you helped with that.
That's true.
That's true.
I clean up
Yeah.
after him.
Somebody needs to. All right, guys, so this is the stairs. What did we used to have here? It was kind of enclosed.
It was carpeted.
Yeah.
It was enclosed, yeah, with like a wall.
Here and here too. This was all
the
enclosed.
way down.
Yeah, this was like a pony wall going all the way across.
Yeah, stairs, carpeted, not pretty carpet, like that tan.
Brown, yeah.
And it's a high trafficked area, so obviously the carpet was dirty.
So why did you want me to rip out this wall right here in the beginning?
I wanted it to be open. So those walls on the stairs were just, you walk in and their stairs are right here. So literally the door is right there. And it's so enclosed, and it felt like you could just see the stairs, and it was to me it was an eyesore.
Yeah, no, so yeah, ripped this wall out, ripped this wall out, fabricated and welded these railings myself, and then got some stair treads from Costco. This is just a piece of MDF. The shape, I'm really glad that you sold me on that, because I really didn't want to do anything white here because I thought it's gonna get dirty, but surprisingly they don't.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite projects that he did, because it looks amazing and has opened up the space tremendously.
Julianne, awesome. Is there a project Irina wants you to build but you are against it, or it's too big of a job? Yes.
I think there's been a couple things, and usually I don't ask him, I just say, hey, what do you think if we did this? And he'll tell me no. For example, in the nursery, I wanted him to make pocket doors, because right now we have the, what are they called?
Oh, they're, yeah, like bifold doors, yeah.
Bifold doors. And I asked him, what do you think if maybe we did pocket doors?
Hey,
and he
dude.
just said,
Back up.
can you see him?
Back up.
What?
We're recording a video.
Where's Dad?
Upstairs. Thank you. Daily life of a YouTuber, huh?
Yeah. And then he'll tell me, structurally, you can't do it.
So the bathroom. Yeah. Oh, you got it. You got it.
This is gonna be real pretty. I already know.
I'm just glad you got up here safe. Where's that? So here's our bathroom. This is a floating vanity that I built here. What was here before?
Let's see. It was a brown vanity cabinet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the top at all.
It was Formica. I think it was brown Formica. And so, yeah, we came in here, ripped everything out, just like any project begins. First thing we have to do is replumb everything. Because it's a floating vanity, instead of plumbing coming from the ground like they traditionally do in American homes, we have to come out of the wall. So again, there's a whole YouTube video you can see how I did everything. Built this cabinet out of ash. Came out really nice, and you were really happy. One of your things is, I know you don't like, once clear coat goes on wood, sometimes it tends to pigment it to turn it more yellowish and
Yellow or
amberish.
orange.
Yeah.
Yes. So this came out beautiful. This
Yeah.
is exactly what I wanted. And I believe I just gave you some inspiration photos, and
Yeah.
you just took it from there.
Yeah, it was just kind of nice. So it turned out really well, and anytime a finish or a color turns out well, it's a happy day for me with her. And then we did a little accent wall right over here. Those are herringbone or hexagon, a little pattern. Just to
This
give
is
it.
herringbone.
That's herringbone. Sorry.
That's hexagon.
That's hexagon. See,
Yeah.
I don't know my shapes
He's
either.
foreign. Okay, excuse him.
I'm not. I didn't focus in
Words
school.
are hard.
Words are hard. And of course, we have behind the camera, we have the shower. I do have the shower video as well. Took a bathtub that was right there and a small little phone booth shower.
Oh my.
Did I sign up for the project very quickly, or did I object?
No, you objected at first. So that was one that took a minute.
It was a lot.
I kept just kind of throwing it at him and,
Yeah.
putting it in his ear, and he said, I think it'll be too hard. It's no. And then after a while, I think you came back to me. You came back around.
All right, our next question is from I4NB0YD. Great username. Question is, given her interior design background, what are some guidelines or considerations Irina can provide that she makes before you start on a project? In other words, how does she make sure your finished projects will look good with the rest of home aesthetic?
Listen, you guys, 85 to 90% of the projects Alex does are his design and his idea.
85 is a big number. I wouldn't give myself
That's
85.
big, yeah. Really?
85?
What would you give yourself?
Well, I mean, definitely an 80 for sure.
82?
I mean, it's still a B grade. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Almost every project he comes to me with and says, what do you think of this? And then I will...
And then you take it to 100%. It's like,
And-
what if we took out a wall? What if we put a recess lighting?
another wall.
Shower.
Yeah.
Get that.
And most of the time I say, honestly, almost every time I tell him, I think this is an awesome idea.
Oh.
And then we kind of just brainstorm together after that. And I give him some ideas like from Pinterest if I find, or what I kind of envision in my head. And we go from there, but he almost always starts it off. And then stylistically, it's not hard for me to style his stuff because it looks so good already. He has a really good spatial visual mind where he can envision how a space is gonna look. And then I just come in once in a while and just say, hey, what about like this color? Or he'll ask me more ideas on colors,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
than anything, and stains.
Yeah. All right, and the most recent project we did is the nursery. So tell me, Mrs. M, what caused you to make me do this?
So this is one of the few projects I kept asking him about, and this was all my idea.
It was your idea. You could definitely have it. I don't think I was sitting there going, hey, how could we make a cute nursery? Built-ins, that's what we started everything with. It was just a blank canvas. This used to be the boys' playroom. And so since the baby came, we decided to make a nursery. We transitioned all the toys to the boys' bedroom, where right now I'm building bunk beds. Yeah, this came out really great, I think. It really opens up the space, and you'd be surprised. One thing we both recognized, kind of surprised, that by taking a small room and putting built-ins, these are 18 inches deep, right? Taking up space, it actually made the room bigger.
It made the room look so much bigger.
Yeah.
In fact, you can see side-by-side photos, and it's incredible.
All right, the last question that we'll take is here. Okay, so from Brian Lombardi. What do you do for a living? How do you balance your life with all the house renovations, YouTube channel content, being a husband and a father? Great question. So I get a lot of these questions, actually. What do I do for a living? So my background's in respiratory therapy, so I'm a respiratory therapist. Over the years, I've been cutting my hours more and more as I've gotten busier and busier with YouTube. I think how many more months I have left in YouTube, in respiratory? 2 more months. Once the baby comes, I will formally retire from respiratory care.
I did this.
Oh, you did? I will die. Once I finish the house, you're gonna just put a kibosh on me?
Gotta get that life insurance, you know what I'm saying?
The second part of this question is, how do you balance everything between renovations, work, being a dad? Maybe having a good system in place. I tend to wake up before the kids are up, so I'll do a little bit of hours behind the computer editing. Then after lunchtime and they're all fed, I'll start working in the garage till about 5. And then after 5 o'clock is done, it's closing time. So I tend to kind of work from 5 to 5 and just kind of being smart. How to be smart with the time that I have and compartmentalizing my schedule. So I have a good team around me, and I just have a good system in place. So great question.
What do you think daddy's good at? Building. What do you think mommy's good at?
Staging houses. Yes, she is.
That was not planned. That was not
Hey, nice job for paying attention, dude. All
I know
right.
what staging is. What do you think mommy's good at?
Clean the house.
I guess.
That is not a thing.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Big thank you to Trade for sponsoring this video. Be sure to go and use the link in the description below to be part of the first 100 people to get 30% off your first bag with free shipping today. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye. There we go. We got a hole. They're gonna look nice and nice. Nice and nice. They're gonna look nice. It's just single nice. What's the worst that can happen? Flood your house. Solving problems. That's what we're in the business for. Solving problems. Shut up. All right. We're just teaching people how to get started, and that is it.